What's going on, Milli Roaders? If this is not your first time tuning into the channel, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel. Before I get started with today's video, I want to ask you guys to help me reach my 500 subscriber goal by June of 2020. Before I continue with this video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Collection Florida and the Collection Audi actually for letting me come out and review this Audi E-Tron, which what a beast. And of course in this black it looks so nice. So anyways, let's get started with this review. All right guys, so right here I have the 2019 Audi E-Tron, and what a beautiful looking SUV it is. And of course it looks very sleek with this black color. Let me take my hand out of the way so you guys could actually be able to see the entire car. But I absolutely like how this car looks. I really like that Audi is making the cars look a lot more aggressive in the front, and especially with those headlights that are pointing down, it makes it look that much more aggressive than it is. But of course the main thing on the front of this car has to be that grille, which is huge. And of course it does have a nice gray color, which makes it stand out a little bit more than normal. So you could definitely tell it's an e-tron. And of course, if you can't tell, you get up close enough, you'll be able to see that it does say e-tron right there. So it's super cool. Now another thing that you might have not noticed is that there is a camera right there, and we'll get to that soon. But wait till you guys see that camera and the rest of the cameras on this car, because it's super cool. I really like them, and I think you guys will too. But anyways, moving here to the side of the bumper, you see that it does have some nice lines that go toward the headlights, and I think it looks very nice and very aggressive. And of course there is right here a nice vent that is, it looks like it is functional, but I think it's just for aerodynamic purposes because it goes right through and you can see the tire back there. So I think that's actually pretty nice, a nice aggressive touch. And of course, nice little grille down here, and that makes it look even nicer as well. Moving on to the side, you do see that the car looks like a Q5, I guess, but I feel like it's a little bit lower profile, not so high up, so it looks a little bit more sleek in my opinion, which is not a bad thing actually. I really like it. And of course those nice wheels that do come with it makes it stand out, especially with this black color. I think it looks very sleek. And of course with silver wheels like this, it looks fantastic. Here on the side you're able to see that does say e-tron, and if you do press that button, bam, that's where you charge it. So if you didn't see me do it, there is a button right here, and there you go. It's like a little transformer, shows you where to charge it. So if it's highlighted right there in orange and silver with a nice little button on the side, that's where you're supposed to press on it so you could charge your e-tron. Moving my way around here the car, you see that it does have some nice silver door trim. I actually like it. It ties in everything else that's silver on the car very nicely. And of course the roof rack silver as well. And now if you go to the back here, you see that in the bottom of the bumper right here in the rear, you do see that it's silver as well, and it keeps on tying everything else together like I was mentioning before. Now another cool thing that I do like are these tail lights. Let me lock it. And look, I love that little motion that Audi has lately. It looks so nice. Like it looks like sort of sequential, I guess. So I absolutely love it. And of course, this nice red strip there for the tail lights. I think it's a cool touch, and it makes the car look even nicer during the day and night. So now just going around the side, giving you guys a nice little walk around. You see another little e-tron there, but you notice that there is no button on this side. So the button is only on the other side, so the driver's side, and that's where you connect it to charge it. So right now what I want to do is that I want to go and show you guys the cargo space on this car, because it's actually pretty big. And there's a bit that I always do in all my videos, which is I try to fit my golf clubs into the cars that I review, or the SUVs or the trucks. But will the golf clubs fit in the rear of this SUV? Let's find out. Let's get to that now. All right guys, so here is the Audi again. I do want to show you the key real quick because I feel like it is very slick. As you can see, it's very thin. It does have a nice little e-tron name right here on the key, so that's pretty cool. But of course it does have the 3 buttons to lock, unlock, and then open the trunk right there. So let's just press it twice and bam, the trunk opens up. So let me point the camera a little bit more to the left right there, and let's see if the golf clubs fit. I think they'll fit without a problem. Let's find out. Yeah, what a breeze, guys. And of course there is plenty more space in here. I mean, just check this thing out. Absolutely insane amount of space, which is great. The cargo space on this is 27.7 cubic feet of storage back here, but if you put those rear seats down, you do get 58.4 cubic feet of storage. And I'm sorry for the blurriness there, I don't know what's going on, camera doesn't want to focus, but focus. But anyways, yeah, that's plenty of space. As you could tell, golf clubs fit perfectly in there, and I think I could even jump in there myself, which I'm gonna try. Yeah, so without a problem I could probably close this thing too, and I fit back here. I just had to tuck my head, but yeah, plenty of space in there, so I think it's actually fantastic. And of course, if you do want to put the hatch down, there is a little button here. You just click on it, boop, and buy golf clubs. There it is, and bam, locked. So yeah, guys, definitely plenty of space there. Yeah, so let's get to the interior of this car and show you all that tech that is in there. All right, guys, so I forgot to mention to you guys that I want to show you guys how this exhaust sounds. So let's get to the exhaust sounds right now. Come on, you think? Come on, did I get you? All right, guys, so now that we're in the interior of the Audi E-Tron, the first thing that I want to point out is just gonna be the boring stuff, and that's gonna be the seats. So as you can tell right here, these seats are actually very nice, a very nice leather, and they're the same in the rear seats. Very nice leather, of course, and they have perforated leather right here through the center, and of course that is for the ventilated seating system that it does come with on this car, which is very nice. I'm actually using it at this moment because it's very hot outside, of course, once again, Miami. But yeah, I think they're very comfortable. They feel very not so snug. Of course, it's supposed to be a comfortable seat, so it doesn't, you know, feel so snug in here, so it's great. And I said this once and I'll say it again, I feel like Audis are probably one of the best driving cars out there, if not the best driving car, in the sense that it drives very soft and smooth compared to other cars out there. Next thing I want to touch up on is right here, these buttons here to lower and raise the windows. I think they're actually very nice and very high quality material. They look like aluminum and they feel great on the hands. Of course, very high quality of this one right here to move the mirrors around. Now moving on to the steering wheel, I think the steering wheel is actually super nice, very nice leather all the way around. I kind of don't like this design right here in the center of the steering wheel. Not a big deal, of course, you know, I'm sure some people will like it, but I do like that it does have high gloss black buttons here around the steering wheel, so it does match the high gloss black through here in the infotainment part of the dash. So I think that's a pretty cool touch. So now moving on to my favorite thing, it's probably this screen. Not even gonna lie, you could switch the views by clicking view right here, and once you click on it, you see you get the tach or a speedometer and how much battery you're using when you accelerate and whatnot, and how much you're recharging when you brake. So I think that's pretty cool. But I do like that you get to see the full view of the map right there. I think that's awesome. And of course, there's different options there, so you can see what your range is in the car, and you can see the Audi right there, so that's pretty cool. And it matches the actual color of the car, so black Audi matching this car. And then moving on to this part in the infotainment system right here. So this screen right here is 10.1 inches, and this one down here is 8.8. So massive screens. And the cool thing about this screen right here that I really like is that when you touch, it's touchscreen, but when you touch it, it gives you a nice haptic feedback, just like the iPhones, like when you have 3D touch in the previous phones. Is exactly what it feels like. That's the best way I could explain it. Now moving on down here, you do see that you have dual climate control, and right now it's being synced to both sides, so I'm just gonna put the fan speed up a little bit. You see that it's very responsive, and everything's actually very responsive on all these systems here, so I could go back and forth pretty fast, and you know, the Audi does not complain. So I think that's very, very good. Moving along here to the dash, you can see that everything is leather up here, so it feels very high quality. And of course, this nice wooden trim, which is super nice also. But I guess it kind of doesn't match so well with that silver trim right there. So I don't know why they would have just done this different color. Maybe it's black, but I guess they just wanted to add that there for whatever reason. So anyways, moving down here a little bit more, I like the shifter on this. You would think that it's this entire thing that's a shifter, but no, it's just this side right here, this side little piece. So it's actually pretty cool. Something that's kind of weird that I find in these electric cars, like the Jaguar I-Pace that I drove as well. There's a stop button. It's not like the Teslas that you just get in and you go. There's actually a stop button, and then here you have the knob to put the volume up and down, which feels very high quality. And of course, all this looks very nice because it looks like aluminum, so it looks super nice. But another thing that I want to point out here is actually the camera system on this car. It is super nice, and as you can tell, it's a huge screen, so you can see clearly wherever you're going. And here you have your surroundings. So if you put it in 3D mode, you actually see the car, and you can kind of move the camera around your finger, so you can see exactly how close you are. And let me turn the steering wheel right here. So you see at the steering, when I turn the steering wheel, it does turn the tires as well. So that's actually super cool. I love this feature. So that's a 3D feature, but then there's different modes here. So I'm gonna put the reverse right here, and then you can see wide, the side view, so you don't curb your rims, front view, a wider front view right there. And it's just super cool. I really like this camera features throughout the entire car. I think it's very nice and very high quality. Probably one of the best high quality backup cameras that I've seen. And I know I said that in my last video with the Ram 1500, but they're both very comparable, but I think this has a lot more cameras than the Ram does. But of course, it is Audi. Now moving on here to this storage area here. If you open this little section up, you do see that it is for the cup holders, and then there's a little bit extra section right here, so you could put actually your phone instead of a screwdriver, but you put your phone in here, and it does have wireless charging right there. So that's pretty nice. And let me just close this back up. And then of course this little storage area right here, which you know, just a little bit of my hand fits in there, which is not that big. And there's an SD card and 2 USB ports right there for you as well. All right, now that we're in the rear of this Audi E-Tron, I want to point out a couple cool things that I thought, you know, were cool of this car. So first and foremost, this right here. So if you're getting a little too hot, especially here in Miami, it's too much sun, you can just put this little screen up, and it does block the sun from coming in. Obviously, then keeps you a little bit cooler as well. So that's actually pretty nice. There's an air vent right here, so that's pretty cool as well. I haven't seen that in a while. And there's also 2 more air vents right here. But probably the coolest thing is that this has another screen back here for the temperature in the rear and the fan speed. So I think it's pretty cool. Of course, it does have the haptics feel again when you touch the screen and you raise and lower the temperature or the fan speed. So I think that's very nice, a very nice touch. And right below that, you do see that there are 2 USB ports as well, so you could charge your iPhone back here if you're sitting here. But the most important part is how comfortable are the people that you bring with you in this car. And I would say that they are very comfortable, because this is a seating position that I had when I was sitting up there and talking to you guys a few seconds ago, and I'm right behind myself, and of course there is plenty of space. I can't even barely touch the front seat if I stretch out my hand like that. So ton of room. Obviously if you sit in the middle, there's a little bit less room, but you know, I'm very comfortable back here. And the seats, of course, are very comfortable as well. They're just like the front seats. They are not ventilated, but they are heated seats, so that's a nice touch. And of course, the material in the rear doors are the same. A nice little suede right there on the side of the door. The handle, of course, aluminum color, which looks nice. And then right here in the center seat, there is an armrest with a little tiny bit of storage, so you could put, like, you know, maybe your cash right there, like maybe a few $100 bills if you want. And then you press this right here, and you do have 2 cup holders, so that's pretty nice. And if you want to close it, you just slam it right there, bam, and you're done. Yeah, guys, I absolutely like this car a lot. It's the pickup is not so great. I did accelerate it, and you know, for the amount of horsepower that it has, I felt like it didn't accelerate as fast, maybe as the I-Pace. But you know what, I'm gonna put a clip here. and as you can see by that clip, it kind of took a while just to get to 40 miles per hour. So yeah, no, not a big deal. I didn't try it in high torque mode, which does give you more horsepower, but I feel like it wouldn't make that much of a drastic difference if I didn't feel it enough already right off the bat with the first setting. So that's a little disappointing, but it is a 4,000 something pound car, so it's very heavy. Of course, battery powered. But apart from that, I feel like the car is great. It drives like every other Audi, which in my opinion, every other Audi drives fantastic. And you know, the steering wheel and all the materials feel super nice and high quality. So for the price of this car, which starts at $75,000, I think it's a good purchase if you're comparing it to the I-Pace and the other electric vehicles out there. If you want to have something that looks very nice and there's a lot of storage space, it looks like a Q5 and maybe even a Q7, you should get this car. It does give you a range of 204, and I think the 2020s will have around 210 miles until you have to recharge the car again. But you know, whatever, not a big deal. I think it's a very nice car. Again, I think I'm gonna end the video here. I hope I did go over everything you guys were expecting me to talk about regarding this car. I think it's a super cool car, especially for the price, $75,000. I think it's a great car to have. If you did like this video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. That really does help with the YouTube's algorithm and the weird algorithm they have, but it does help. And of course, subscribe so you guys can see my weekly content of all these cars that I get to review. And of course, thank you to the Collection Florida and the Collection Audi for letting me come and review this e-tron for you guys. If you want to see more like it, of course, once again, subscribe so we could hit that 500 subscriber goal by June of 2020 or surpass it. If we surpass it, I'll be even better. But that's my goal, of 500 subscribers by June of 2020. So let's get those numbers up. And yeah, I hope I catch you guys on the next video, and it'll probably be next week, another car that I'll be reviewing. So I'll see you then. Peace.